I was born in Mirpur, Azad, Kashmir. And I came to Birmingham at the age of 14.
We came to Birmingham in 1975. I was born in Pakistan, but I was brought up in Kenya.
I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. I came here before we got the independence.
Today is different from my time, really, because I came in this country in 1967. When I come, Britain were more cold, damp, you know.
We all always sat at the table to have our meals together. So I spent a lot of time with my parents.
I was born in Handsworth 77 years ago.
We made this film to create a legacy of stories from elders in our community, to show respect and learn from their experiences. It's clear that the world we experience is completely different to our parents and grandparents.
We have grown up in the digital age. We can't imagine life without being connected to our friends and entertainment.
Sometimes it seems that we don't understand each other.
We want to know, how did the world get this way? We want to understand because we want to make things better.
We found elders in our community who were willing to talk to us. Here's what happened.
So what was your relationship with your family like when you were growing up?
And my relationship with my family was good, you know. We were happy, you know. Today is different from my time, really, because I came in this country in 1967. The first impression when I came to Birmingham, I think everywhere was a factory, because you see the smoke coming out the chimney, and I thought it was factory. So I said to myself, but where I'm coming to this place?
And the first day I arrived, Englishman took my suitcase, held me onto the bus to find my destination. Because I didn't know nothing about England. It took me all the way on the bus.
That's the beauty of it being as a Brummese, actually. They go out of miles to help out. And a lot of people, they were asking for their destination. Well, how are we going to find this road for us? They said, oh, don't worry, we walked you to it. They were used to come and help them out and just guide them to this is where you live.
So it was very exciting when we came. Never ever in my life I had sat on an aeroplane, and it was very scary because we were thinking about being up high in the air. And being at that age, you're not seeing all these things in your life. Life is different now for young kids. They start going into a plane when they're literally just born, and they go onto airplanes, and then they get used to all these things. But in those times, there were not many people who could afford to travel on airplanes. We got picked up by one of the drivers my brother had sent to pick us from the airport, and when we came into Birmingham, it was quite late in the night, and we were going around in streets, and we were thinking, has this driver really lost his way? Because what we could see is the streets with same houses all through, rows and rows of terraced houses everywhere. And every street like we passed, we could see the same houses, and we're thinking, has he lost his way? Because we're just going round and round the same place. But then when we eventually came to our destination, we realized that most of the houses in England are just the same. In Kenya, the houses are not like this. They're all detached places, detached houses, and there weren't many overcrowding houses like here we've got in England. So it was a bit different when we first came.
When we came when they leave the Caribbean and come here, the atmosphere was different, you see, from Jamaica. Yeah. When we came here and see all the houses, we didn't know whether houses are a factory or something. Everything is the same to us.
I thought it was very cosmopolitan. There was all sort of people living here. You know, West Indian, Africans, Pakistanis, Indians, Bangladeshis. So it was a mixed community.
When I come over here, I was only about 11 years old, and I went to see somebody, my uncle of mine up in Yorkshire. On the way back, we were on the train. I missed the train and I ended up down in London. And then obviously they turned around and they said, well, you're in the wrong place. So they helped me out to pay for my fare and they just diverted me back to Birmingham. And especially they had a word with a train driver. He said, make sure you drop him off in Birmingham. In them days, the hospitality was really great actually. If you speak to the old generation now, you see the tears coming out of the eyes. They said they were so kind to us, so pleasant to us. And even if we don't find a way around it, they still come and help us.
It was such a different atmosphere. No cause for alarm.
So that's how it used to be.
Today there's so much more prejudice than there was then. I think people accepted each other better than today.
Talking to older people, you find out so many interesting things.
I was the only black radiographer I qualified in 1962.
Well, there's a lot of changes from when I came here. I used to enjoy my life. I put my earning up to make use of it, you see. I don't waste time and waste money and waste food. That's why I survive.
The old Query Hospital, I used to work there for £2 a week. In those days, so it's a big changes now. It's when you go to the bull ring and the bus, you use that little 5 pence for the bus fare, yeah? And when you go to the bull ring to buy things, grocery and so, you cannot carry it. Very little money, but you get enough grocery at those times. And there's a lot of changes from that time until now.
Though we didn't have a great deal of money, we were very, very close as a family.
I kept myself busy. Yeah.
When I was a teenager, we used to, I was allowed out until 6 o'clock at night. And then I had to come back in for me tea.
We used to do loads of things. Hide and seek, especially in a bomb pick and stuff like that. Games you do with your imagination. All you need is like a couple of balls, a rope.
It was called ring, run, play, have fun. We'd ring people's bells and run off.
Nowadays, people call it ding dong ditch.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, same thing.
Yeah.
See, a lot of things that we did in the past, you young people do it now. We just call it different names.
The phone that they're making for these young people have a lot to do with their education.
People rely more on that technology rather than listening to their parents or their elders. They think they know everything because they've got the power of technology.
I think they don't really occupy themselves as well as we used to find things to do.
I would point out social media there because we did not have that technology at that time.
Every 5 seconds, right, someone's getting a phone out, doing something on the phone, listening to something on the phone. Without media today, right, I don't think people could cope.
Because children think that they can do better with social media and they can find answers there for their issues and their problems rather than talking to their own families and elderly people or parents in the family.
My kids them grow up in a way like if I said drink water, they drink it. You understand what I mean?
We weren't born like this. Sometimes young people behave as if we were born old.
We as elders, we need to tell our children where we are coming from and teach them more about your culture so they know that they have a culture of their own.
I urge the young community to associate with the older generation.
I just don't think that they have been taught enough about the difference between age groups, generations.
Communities really begin with the family. And when you know that you have a culture of your own, you would know where you are coming from, you would still have that sense of belonging.
Yes, we've got different cultures, but that's not a problem. Get to know each other. When you talk with each other, you'll see that our experience isn't that different from yours.
Listen, it is as I say, we can learn from each other. The love that we got, we can share from the others. Back 67 to 2022, it's really that obvious we can learn from the others. They see it all, they know we all, they have it all, we can ask what they know. 4+ decades being in the country, lots of knowledge to tell the youth. Forget social media, we can ask what the others want to share all they know, want to share what they know. Look,